Imagine a labyrinth of bone and stone stretching for miles beneath the streets of Paris, where the air is thick with the dust of 6 million souls, and the silence is heavy enough to crush your spirit. You are part of an urban exploration team seeking the thrill of the forbidden, only to find that the Catacombs isn't just a historical ossuary, but a living, breathing maze that seems to shift and change when you aren't looking. But when you discover that getting lost isn't the worst thing that can happen down there, but rather what is waiting in the dark, uncharted tunnels that don't appear on any map, you realize that escape isn't about finding the exit. It's about surviving the psychological unraveling that happens when the earth itself turns against you. Welcome to the Catacombs, the second pulse-pounding, atmospheric, and deeply terrifying installment in Jeremy Bates' World's Scariest Places series. If you love claustrophobic horror tropes, realistic survival thrillers, and stories that explore the sheer, unadulterated terror of facing the unknown through grit, ingenuity, and superior tactics, this audiobook will completely consume you. It is a masterclass in speculative fiction, blending the visceral chill of confinement with the profound weight of historical dread. The narrative kicks off with our protagonist's descent into the restricted zones, thrusting them into a race against time to navigate the labyrinth before their supplies run out or their minds give in to the pressure. The atmosphere is thick with the scent of damp limestone and decay, the static of failing flashlights, and the creeping dread of knowing that every shadow could hide a predator or a trap left by those who never came back. Bates excels at capturing the psychological toll of isolation, making every tactical maneuver, every resource allocation, and every narrow escape feel like a high-stakes gamble, where the price of failure is not just death, but eternal burial in the dark. At the core of the book's massive appeal is its spectacular survivor hero trope and the brilliant asymmetric warfare dynamic. This isn't just about shooting monsters. It's about understanding the complex ecology of a hostile environment, managing limited resources, and using human ingenuity to outsmart enemies who rely on brute force and superior numbers. Watching the protagonist reverse engineer enemy strategies, craft overpowered gear from rare drops, and completely shock arrogant elites with unconventional trap-heavy tactics is incredibly satisfying. The audiobook narration brings the visceral impact of the combat and the satisfying chiming ding of a massive level up to life, making every milestone feel like a hard-earned victory. But beyond the stats and the slaughter, the soul of World's Scariest Places lies in its characters and the heavy burden of memory. The protagonist isn't just a cold, calculating gamer. They are a deeply human individual struggling to maintain their humanity in a system that views them as data. They quickly form bonds with a beautifully dysfunctional found family of fellow survivors who help them navigate the treacherous waters of the new social order. The banter is razor-sharp, providing much-needed levity as their squad watches them casually calculate the damage output of a coordinated strike. Their unbreakable trust provides the emotional grounding needed when the world starts throwing literal world-ending threats their way. As the plot accelerates towards its climax, the pacing becomes utterly breathless. A major conspiracy or a rival faction's assault forces the protagonist to push their abilities to their absolute limits. The finale is a spectacular display of tactical brilliance, overwhelming magical firepower, and raw, unbridled ingenuity. The protagonist doesn't just survive the assault, they completely shatter the local power scaling, using a ridiculous, highly technical combination of skills and crafting to turn the enemy's ultimate attack into a mere stepping stone. The payoff is spectacular, delivering a massive, dopamine-fueled victory that proves the most dangerous class in the system isn't the one with the biggest sword, it's the one who understands the rules better than anyone else. The Catacombs is a triumph of the LitRPG and fantasy genres. It is smart, action-packed, and unapologetically addictive. Jeremy Bates has crafted a sequel that perfectly captures the thrill of breaking the apocalypse with a stat sheet and a strategy guide. Plug in your headphones, check your stats, and join the climber. The system is live, but his future is bright.